And now it's time for Quantum Quotes, featuring Patricia Diorio and her wisdom. Patricia.
Thank you, Stu.
Oh, sweetie.
Yeah, that was really brilliant. And I'm going to take you up on that vow of celibacy.
Please do.
I like it. I will.
All
Done.
right.
So what an amazing show we had today. And this topic of happiness is really getting to be quite popular and quite important. However, I think that it's really still misunderstood by so many people. We live primarily in a materialistic culture, believing that what we have to be, do, or have something in order for us to be happy. And despite the fact that many of us are waking up to our true identity as spiritual beings and to our power to create our world, I feel that the true meaning of happiness is really not aligned with all of humanity. However, if we can just open our hearts and be in our hearts and understand that we are happiness. It's nothing that we have to acquire. We are. It's inside of us. We are happiness, and our natural state in this human experience is to be happy. So the quote I chose today is obviously about happiness, and I chose it from the Buddha. And the Buddha understood the true meaning of happiness, and many, many sayings are attributed to him. And the one I chose today really speaks right into the show that we did with Marilyn, the interview with Marilyn. And the Buddha says that happiness does not rely on who we are or what we have, but solely on what we think. Happiness does not rely on who we are or what we have. It relies solely on what we think. So for me, it all boils down to knowing who we are and our power to create our world, and to understand that we are literally thinking our world into existence. If we don't know that we're doing this, if we don't realize who we are and our power to create our world, it doesn't mean that we're not doing it. We're doing it by default. And this can have a positive or a negative outcome. Unfortunately, because we are a young humanity in our evolution, and we live in a greatly stressful world, locally and globally, most of our thoughts, science tells us, are negative. They're generated from fear of not being good enough and not deserving happiness, fear and self-judgment and self-doubt. However, we can change this. We can change this by owning who we are and being very present to our thoughts. And when we're present to our thinking and we consciously choose to create our reality, we become deliberate creators of our reality, then deliberately choosing to be happy is simply a no-brainer.